everybody, welcome back to the Long Way YouTube channel. My name's Bucky, and as you guys know, we've taken a little bit of time off from the truck, done a little bit of dozer work, had the 4th of July, and it just got really hot. So we had to take some time to get the bed put together so that we could use it as a step stool to get the top of the cab done. Now it got really hot on us, and I don't like being in the shop when it's hot, so we took a little bit of time off. So I've got the bed broken up into 3 parts, and that's what you guys are fixing to watch. So the first part of it will be me getting it all cut apart, and it's a really technical aspect of the bed because it has to go back exactly the same or it won't fit. So I took a lot of time to explain to you guys exactly what the Z-notch looks like on the frame and exactly how we're going to lay it out so that that Z-notch goes together with enough room to weld, and then that top line where we put the top of the bed back together goes together nice and smooth. So it all turned out really good, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Hey everybody, a little bit of change of pace today. I don't feel like crawling up there and being in the shop. It's nice and bright and sunshiny, so got an idea on what we're going to do with the bed. So I'm going to go ahead and come out here and get started on it. So I wanted to kind of give you guys a breakdown on what it was going to look like. So we got some good news. We need to take about 3 feet out of the bed, and the good news is each one of those sections between there and there are 3 feet. So I think what we're going to do is take this, obviously we're going to pull these drop down doors off both sides, and we're going to use them as templates to set the distance that we need to cut out. So how we're going to do that is there's this 1/4 inch piece of steel here that goes down here, and it's used to tighten this up, and it's welded on the face of this door jamb that's right here. If you come back 3 feet, you have the exact same thing here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this door off, we're going to cut this all off right here, and we're going to weld that face piece on, and that's going to be our 3 feet. Now in the meantime, I'm going to come over here and cut, once we get both sides off, I'm going to cut the bed right between this hinge and that hinge, and that'll allow me enough space to know where I need to bring that back to. So that's what we're going to get started doing now. We're going to get the doors pulled off and probably start getting them cut down, and then I'll come out here and figure out where I'm going to cut the bed down. So you guys hang on and I'll show you what that looks like. There's 1 for 6. Tells me I'm gonna be making new pins. That's one side. Let's get over here and get this one knocked out. All we're doing is taking the pins out. I no jokes spent about an hour sitting there staring at that frame trying to figure out the best way to cut it and the best way to lay it out. So I wanted to kind of explain what we were looking at there. I think we did a really good job of getting it done though. Fun. So we got it over here, and we're basically fixing to cut 3 foot out of this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's what it's going to look like when we cut it out. Right there. 7 inches off of that is where we're going to start everything. Alright, so make sure we're lined up on the back side of that. Right there, we're going to go 7 inches. Right there. First drop. We come down 3 inches. Alright, I got the right speed square now. We're going to measure out 3 feet. Center of that. That is right at 36. So that's going to be the end of the bottom of the next cut. So 7 inches from center to center. there. This time we're going to take out the top. Come down 3 inches just like normal. To the center. All right, now instead of crossing out the bottom, this is what we're cutting out of the bottom. We're going to cut out of the top. That way these will slide together. So this one here is going to get the X. So all that right there is coming out. Well, me and Tootie the Scrat. What's up, Toots? We are going to do the thing here. So we're going to take out this, cut it off of that, all of this. And then we're going to leave that, take out all of that, and then we're going to cut the top of the bed straight with a little bit of layover. Right now, the reason we brought it over here, you guys might be wondering why we brought it over here, drug it all the way over here when we got battery powered grinders, because we got a plasma cutter and we're going to use it. So we're going to draw that first cut off the top. Then we're going to come down here and cut these ledges off, and then it should fall apart, and then we'll get our prep work done. And then we'll move on to the doors after we get this taken care of. But not the doors, but the drop downs for the troop carrier. So all right, so I'm gonna get you guys set up, get the plasma cutter out, and see if we can get this dadgum thing cut in two. Somehow we blew our tip up. There's always one more. this is burned up, so we need another one of those. Guess I better order some more. All new, although I need to go ahead and order another one of these. And we're going to order one of those. Alright, so that ought to take us care of us for the next time. Here's another pro tip for you guys. Get you one of these little boxes. It'll handle all of your welding tips and all of your consumables for your plasma cutter and welding and stuff. Because when you get on the weekend in the middle of nowhere on a job and you don't want to stop, you better make daggum sure you got what you need. So that's the bottom side of that is MIG, and the top side of this is all TIG. So little pro tip for you. All right, let's get back to cutting. This is what's happened when you're moving along, cutting, and all of a sudden your tip goes out and you end up welding it back together. So it's only twice as hard to cut that out now that it's hardened, but we will get there. All right, so I got the skidder in here. We're going to use it to kind of play catch. Whenever we cut this off, we got the top piece cut. We're going to use this to go around and strap it to the skidder. I don't like tripping over this crap, so I'll show you guys how I deal with it. When you're traveling, you can do this too. I don't know if truckers do it or what, but you roll that up in a nice little roll, reach in there and grab a loop like that, run the loop around it like that. Now you ain't tripping over it. So, let's get this thing cut in half. So now we're going to work on cutting that piece of angle iron on the underside, get that thing completely taken loose. And I might do that with a grinder since it's upside down. So, or maybe not. Hell, I got a plasma cutter. I can at least do the vertical part. No, there ain't nothing like cutting with lightning. Alright, so we got her cut in two, but I've got that plastic in the way on the bottom, so I'm going to take the Sawzall and get it cut out of the way. And then we'll get this last little cut made on the other side. Yep, that's one. Let's go to the other side. Alrighty. Alright, she ought to be in two. All right, like everything else in this project, we are at the point of no return. We've got the bed's cut in half now. What we're going to do is I've got that laid out where we're going to cut those out on this one, and I got it laid out on that one. And we're going to trim the top to where it fits right back here on the same seam. And then we're going to weld it all back together. But so we've done all our measuring twice and fixing to do our cut once. So we're going to do the bottom part of this and slide the forks back and finish the last little cut. But for right now, this is what we're going to do. So here we go. One side cut, sort of. So I think we built a better mousetrap here, laying this thing on its side so I don't have to be under it. Alright, now I think we can get her cut loose. The top skin's still on it, so it's not going to fall off. That's good news. I think we're ready for the straight cut. Ready for the straight cut. So we need to set this exactly 1/4 of an inch, and our little piece of steel is walking a little bit, so we're going to tack the edges and tack the middle to make sure it don't walk. We don't need no walking. We need a straight cut. Close enough, we'll always say it should have been. Alright, let's get to cutting. Remember, it's a lot easier to push these things instead of pull them. So when you get set up on it, get it to where you can drag it back to you. What? All right, everybody, the next step in getting the bed put together is getting these doors cut down, these troop carrier doors. So these troop carrier doors, they have a set spacing on these hinges, and what we're going to do is all we're taking is out of the front. So this is the back hinge, just going to go back in there. So what we have to do is cut this front piece off. This is the piece that goes in and connects to the front piece of the bed through this hole right here, through that hole right there. And so we're going to cut this off right here. This piece of angle iron, it's just a piece of angle iron that's welded on the front, has a hole in it in a specific spot. Then we're going to take this little thing here, which helps hold the side rails in. We're going to take these three things off and move them down to here. So we're going to cut this off straight, put that piece of plate on here, and then move those three things over here, and that's going to shorten the bed. Now we have to do that first. We'll have to cut those down, put those into here, and then that's going to give us our measurement from here, from there to right here. So once we get the door cut down, we'll bring this thing back outside and we'll set everything together and make our last measurements. Then we'll cut that right there to match everything, how everything's going to land. So I know that's a lot of talking. Y'all hang on, and I'm going to walk you through it. Wiener, come here, Wiener. Me and the Grand Wiener. What's up, Grand Wiener? What's up, Grand Wiener? Yes. That's the best Grand Wiener ever. Yeah. All right, hang on, we're gonna get busy. Yep, we're gonna get real busy, but not on this episode. You guys will have to stay tuned for the next one. Catch you then.